So I've been up for 130 hours straight. I mean, not one nap, not 1 minute sleep. Oh my God, I feel so terrible. Oh, I realized something too. Well, I went to my doctor to talk about the insomnia, and the doctor actually, because we got talking about religion and different ones, and he just happened to mention, he's like, if you get to heaven, I really, really hope that God sees the suffering you've gone through and that you never have to suffer again. And it kind of took me aback. I was like, well, actually, I've had a really awesome life. Like in 6th grade, I wrote down the 3 things I wanted to do in life. I wanted to be in the Army, I wanted to do acting, and I wanted to be an author. And I have done all 3. The first 27 years of my life were fantastic. I mean, hard, yeah, deployments and, but it was great. So yeah, I had 27 badass years, and then I had 10 bad years. So technically, if you go by years, I'm winning. So blah, 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 blah. Nope. That poor bastard Daniel, thinking that he's winning. You know how a lot of people, when they have near-death experiences, they will talk about a great light, out-of-body experience, something soothing, being greeted by loved ones. That is not the shit I experienced. At all. I'm pretty sure I went through different levels of hell, or something demonic, or something happened. I mean, every scenario other than my mermaid wife was horrific in every sense of the word. No one gave me hugs, and if they did, they were trying to rip my skin off, which would have been the yellow man, to put me in a jar. But there were several situations, and one of them I'd like to describe because it's so fucking weird, is I was in a locked building, and my wife Lana was locked in the top tower, and her father was not releasing her unless I could complete all levels of the building. But each level was a game, and it got increasingly harder and harder. Like the first level, it was just like 2 squares. One of them lit up, and I just had to press the one that lit up. And then next level, a little more complicated. Next level, a little more complicated, and I would die. Really bad ways to die, and I would feel it. I swear to God, I felt it, like my skin was being flayed. And then I started back at room 1, and I had to work my way back up and die again, and die again, and die again. Beheadings, skin flayed, being eaten by pieces, being cut to pieces, until I actually died, where I would start off at the very beginning. And the only reason I got to leave that awful horrid place was because a helicopter came carrying Carl Weathers, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Sylvester Stallone. And they were all carrying weird-ass weapons. Sylvester was carrying like a helicopter blade, and they busted in there and wrecked shop and rescued me and Lana. And that's kind of where that experience ended. But is that like hell, where you just repeat the worst deaths possible? And that's not even talking about having to sit inside someone's stomach as their umbilical cord is, and you have to tickle them to have milk come out on you. It's the inside of his stomach, and I'm sitting there cross-legged with him, and he is burping milk, and his umbilical cord wrapped around his neck goes to the ceiling, and the whole room is pulsating with boils and just the most disgusting things you can possibly think of. And the only way out is you must reach in and tickle that fat little inside out, man, because his skin was inside out, drooping with blood and pus. And you could see his parts of his skeleton. You had to tickle him, make him throw up milk on you, and then you fell down into his bowels where it was just shit, and you were walking through shit trying to find your way out. And then there was the yellow man who would follow me no matter where I went. It's like he was like made of bark, yellow bark, just like nails made out of teeth, and he followed me until he would catch me, and he would put me in a glass jar for all of his little friends to watch and like dictate what he would do to me. So I was tortured inside of that glass jar for days on end until that would end, and all of a sudden I was in a stone room on a couch where I couldn't move, and some bodybuilder that my wife hired would walk in with a family member, put them on their knees and shoot them in front of me, and I couldn't move. And he did that one by one, completely erasing the nephew bloodline, because I thought I was already dead. I thought I was in hell, because this was hell. And after killing us, he opened the curtains and revealed, no, this isn't a living room. It's a stone stage where people are clapping to the death of my parents, my sister, my nieces, my nephews. Well, I didn't have any nephews at that time, but they're clapping, and then they just leave me tied up to the stone, covered with my family's remains. And so, yeah, I didn't get the nice little warm hug going to heaven. I didn't get that. Went and saw my doctor today, and he thinks I'm in a manic episode because I won't shut up. Anyone I'm talking to, I just talk their ear off, and I'm doing weird. He asked me, do you have any grandiose ideas? And I laughed, because they're not grandiose, they're just fucking weird. Like using a ghillie suit to sneak up on my neighbor and shoot at him with a BB gun. Don't worry, we're childhood friends. We did this game all the time. It's just weird that an old man like me would do it, but I'm going to do it because it's fun. Okay. Is it down here? What is that sound, Scout? Oh, goodness gracious. And the other one is a group of Jehovah's Witnesses came and visited me. And I spent like 30 minutes outside talking to them. And I warned them, it's like, guys, you're not going to get anyone in this house. They are devout Catholics. I was raised Catholic. I don't know what I am. I don't know where I belong. But I talked to him, and he gave me his number, and I gave him my number, and he left, and I realized, holy shit, that man is a genius. He used every interrogation / human collection approach that I would have used overseas. He was using love of family. He was using pride of self. He was using love of religion. And even though his beliefs go against the fact that I am a veteran and I ever served in the military, he was happy for me that I get free health care. So he was saying what I wanted to hear to get me interested, and that is perfect interrogation method. So it's now a game of wits. I waited. I wanted to text him, but I waited until he texted me first. Point Daniel. 1-0 Point Daniel. So I responded, and we talked, and I'm actually going to his church tonight at 7:30. His meeting. And I've been doing a lot of research on Jehovah's Witnesses, like a lot. And the thing is, he is a kind man, very kind. And you know what? I am exceedingly lonely in my life. So even though to me this is a battle of wits, I'm also just not open to the religion aspect, but I'm open to meeting people that I could maybe have in my life as friends, because I don't have anyone here except for shooting at my old friend with a BB gun. And so I'm just going to keep score. Right now we're tied, because after those texts, he never texted me back, and I got impatient like an idiot. So I texted him first, like the moron, and so he got a point. But then I'm going to your church. So right now we're 1-1, and we're gonna see how it goes. Other than that, my ghillie suit is drying off. It was relatively new, and out of the box, I will low crawl approximately 30 yards to a decent spot because he mowed his lawn to get rid of all the tall grass because he was tired. And I know I might sound a little crazy, but I can't stay up anymore and do nothing. I mean, I've been writing like crazy, like writing a whole bunch on the laptop with because we finished the second book. We're literally just doing post writing stuff on it right now, editing, finding out where it needs to go. We're done with the second book, but now I'm already working on a third book, which is actually a collection of short stories themed around children's games, children's beliefs, children rhymes, and just turning them on their head in the most horrific way possible. Because I love horror. Y'all know that. Oh, I'm sorry. And someone asked about this particular tattoo. What it is it is Saint Michael ready for battle. It's when I was in the military, and I only paid $150 for it because he went off and did a whole bunch of extra detail he didn't have to. And this is Psalm 23, and this is Liberté and Courage for my French heritage, meaning liberty and courage. And then the super corny tattoo that I hate, Strength and Honor from Gladiator. And then I got one here on my hip, sort of. It says, live for those lost with the Tree of Life. That's meant to honor my fallen comrades. And I think that's about it for today. I hope I entertained in some way and didn't bore everyone to death. And here at the end, you'll see some more music being played with harmonica. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Okay, so let's do a little bit of harmonica playing. People have been requesting that. Scout?
Yes, there's a pretty girl. There's my pretty girl.
Okay, Dad's got the music now. Oh my god, okay. So I'm so tired.